Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. And today we are talking about the Dark Side of Booktube. So a lot of booktubers have been recording this video called the Dark Side of Booktube. Like my take, my response. I don't know what I'm going to call this one because I'm recording it like a week before it's going up. But I watched a couple this week. I've watched the original video, which is from Johan from Library of a Viking, and he talks a lot about the monetary impact of BookTube. And then I watched the response video from a couple of other booktubers. So there was one guy who I can't remember who it was, but he had a really interesting take on it, which was basically like, this video seems like you don't give a shit about books and booktube and the joy of reading. It feels like you only care about money. And I don't know whether I got that impression from Johan's video, but the entire video is about money. So it's very difficult to take away from that the love of books angle, if that makes sense. I then watched Matt from Matt's Fantasy Book Reviews, who did a fantastic video, which is him replying to Johan's video, talking about how much money you do not have to spend on BookTube. And then he shows you his entire video creation process, which I thought was really fascinating. And he actually puts a little bit more effort in than I do in some ways and less in others. Matt is a huge inspiration for me for my channel. I love watching his videos. I kind of feel like my channel was inspired by three different guys. So the style of content that I make is very much taken from Matt and from Mike from Mike's Book Reviews. So one of the things I loved about Mike's channel is that even if I didn't want to watch the videos, the reviews that he was putting up, because I like to watch reviews after I've read a book, I could watch his weekly update videos. And so I do weekly update videos every single week. I do monthly updates. I do TBR videos. So Mike is a huge inspiration for me from that aspect. The second inspiration for me is Matt and the way that his videos are very minimal. So he very much just like sits in front of the camera, talks about books. He doesn't think like, oh, I have to remember every single specific thing. I have to, bring up every note. He's really just talking from the heart and telling you how he really feels about books. And that was genuinely like, that's how I try and do my book reviews. I had a goal at the beginning of the year where I was like, I'm going to be more structured and I'm going to make more notes and I'm going to do better reviews. And every single one of those videos that I spent time on was worse. It just wasn't as fun to watch because I didn't push my personality through into the videos. I tried to make them more professional and they just weren't as good. Some of them have more views than my average videos, but they were also early Wheel of Time books, and I feel like that is a really big audience. So, moving swiftly on, the final inspiration for the channel was Ollie from Criminolly, and I watched his video about BookTube, about like how to start a BookTube channel and why you should start, things like that. And it really inspired me to look at all of my inspirations. And the thing that I thought that he was really strong on was that he uploads. He at the time was uploading every single day, and he was moving down to 5 videos a week. And I was like, do you know what? I could do 5 videos a week with the style that Matt makes videos. And I'd already made a few videos at that point, and I was like, this is the way that I should run the channel. And I remembered back to when I used to watch Casey Neistat. So, I would still watch if he uploaded regularly, but he doesn't. So I used to watch Casey Neistat, right? And Casey Neistat would do this thing where he would upload like every single day. He would basically, usually, when I would finish work, there would be a new Casey video to watch. Whether it had been posted the day before and I just hadn't seen it, but usually most days on my commute home from work, I would take the train home, there would be a Casey Neistat video to watch. There would be a video by Team Richie, which I love those guys. I don't have time for CrossFit anymore because I have a YouTube channel, and in order to have that YouTube channel I have to read a lot of books. Not a lot of books, I have to read some books. But So I don't really have time for CrossFit anymore, which is also probably why I'm overweight. Let's not talk about that. But the philosophy behind that kind of like daily vlogging style, but I wanted to adapt the daily video stuff to books and to also look at the videos that other people make and think about, kind of try thinking about making my channel inspired by all of those as like a big machine into what we have now, which is the weekday updates at 5 p.m. This is ideally to catch you guys when you're on your way home from work. That's the exact reason that I've put them up at 5. And also because it means that I can record and edit them on my lunch break, but whatever. So yeah, that's kind of why I do my videos like that. And it's one of the reasons that I think that the channel growing a community has done so well. And I think that it's just through the consistency of the uploads, and that if you, for example, are somebody who has a commute, you know that this video is going to be there for you when you finish. My videos are usually, you know, at least 15 minutes long. And I'm now trying to shoot for about 20 minutes. Interestingly, a lot of my videos since I started trying to shoot for 20 minutes have been much longer, but let's not talk about that. I'm still refining the process. I've just switched to 4K, which is a bit more of a resource hog, but there's loads of stuff going on behind the scenes, which I guess, actually this video is about behind the scenes, but that's not what I came here to talk about today. So I watched Matt's review, Matt's video about the Dark Side of Booktube, and I thought that was really interesting that he was like, I have spent money on the channel. So he's bought a camera, he's bought a teleprompter, he's bought lights, he's bought microphones, but once he had bought those things, he's not bought anything again. And he also hasn't bought any books, which I will come back to later. So finally, and this was the one that actually inspired me to make this video, which is the video by Bryce from Shelf Centered. And I thought his video was really, really good. And he was very honest about his book buying and and his kind of booktube experience. And I thought that was really interesting because he was talking a lot about how he was seeing people start up channels and then shoot past him. And I've seen that as well. Some of my closest friends on YouTube have started after I did and have way more subscribers. But the thing that I want to build on this channel isn't subscribers, it is a community. So I used to listen to and watch a load of Giant Bomb content. Giant Bomb are a video games website. And one of the things that I loved about that was being able to kind of like check in with my internet friends, basically. And that's kind of what I want to be for people for books. I want people to be able to watch the videos, to check in, to chat with me in the comments. I want to build that community. And honestly, now we have monetized the channel, now we've got to that 1,000 subscribers mark, I'm way less bothered by the channel growing and more about people being more active, you know? Like, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did, but let's have a chat in the comments. Let's talk about the books that you like. Let's talk about the YouTubers that you like. You know, let's just have a chat. I'm often, unfortunately at the moment, because I'm getting a lot more comments in due to building this community aspect, I am often up to a week behind on replying, but that's because I'm more focused on trying to get the videos out. I do still reply to every comment, but what I tend to do now is when I have like a YouTube production evening, like I'm having now, I will sit down and while everything's uploading for the next week's worth of content, I will sit and reply to all the comments. So that's like a big thing that I have started doing. So you may see huge bursts where if you've commented every day, all of your comments are being replied to in one like 10-minute session. Now, the dark side of BookTube for me is not, it is monetary. So I have spent money on the channel. I chose to spend money on some gear for the channel, which is this microphone that I'm wearing. I chose to buy that because I felt the sound quality from my previous microphones, which were some cheap ones that I had got from my work, because I am a marketer, so I record video for work as well. So those microphones were just not good enough quality for me personally, and so I decided that I wanted to upgrade, and I had made a rule, which is that I was not going to buy any tech or gadgets for the channel until the channel made money. And then, I don't know if you guys have seen, but this month of content in September is currently sponsored by a bookish subscription box called Your Paper Quest. Ryan over at Your Paper Quest has been really lovely, and they sponsored the channel to the amount that I could afford to invest in these microphones. So that's why the sound quality has gone up. If you are curious, it's purely because I got sponsored. Any future subscriptions are likely going to go towards buying a dedicated camera and some lights that I can use for recording videos. But for the time being, the look and sound of the channel is probably not going to change for quite a while. Now, not only have I been sponsored, but I have also recently monetized on the channel. So it's currently Friday the 13th as I'm recording this, but I was monetized overnight between Sunday and Monday. Actually, I think Monday morning I turned monetization on the channel. So I initially was like, oh, I'm going to wait until I get enough subscribers to make it worthwhile. But then I was like, actually, let's just build the channel. Let's make sure that people are happy with the frequency and the style of ads and stuff. So hopefully it's not been too bad. If you think there's too many ads in my videos, absolutely let me know. I'm letting YouTube choose ad placement for pretty much every video. But I think for some of the longer ones, I will put some manual ads in at just random times. Because I don't really know how YouTube does ads. I think it's like every third of the video. The only thing that I've looked at is to make sure that the Your Paper Quest sponsorship slot is not right before a YouTube ad. That's what I always try and do. So yeah, from advertising on the channel this week, I have earned, drum roll, £1.83, which is pretty fucking cool. Like, pardon my French. This video, I think I'm gonna have to make sure that I say has swearing in it. The fact that I've made the exact same videos that I've made the whole time while I've been doing YouTube, I've really changed nothing, but YouTube has decided that now they're going to start paying me for the ads that you guys have been watching, because they still put ads on unmonetized content, which is wild. I'm a YouTube premium subscriber, so I actually didn't know that there was ads on non-monetized content. And the fact that my YouTube premium sub just stays with YouTube unless you're monetized is insane. But hopefully people like my buds, Ross and Laura, have been seeing loads of YouTube premium income because I've been watching your channel. Speaking of income, I'm going to shift very quickly and naturally to an advert break. Hey, I'm in the car, so I'm here to talk to you about Your Paper Quest, a subscription bookish box which is kindly sponsoring this video and the rest of the content for the rest of Self-Pub September. Your Paper Quest is a monthly bookish box that will send you 2 self-published books. Those books will be roughly 600 pages of content in total, and on top of those books you'll also get some bookish bits in the box and access to the Your Paper Quest book club, where you could talk to other subscribers about the books that you've been reading and ask questions of the authors of those books. The authors will then post a monthly interview, and you can choose whether you can have this monthly, bi-monthly or quarterly, whatever your reading speed. If you're interested and you live in the US or the UK where Your Paper Quest is based, then you can sign up today using my discount code SAM20, which will give you 20% off of your bookish box, and it'll support the channel. So please go ahead and sign up, and I'll talk to you about these books soon. Okay, thanks so much again to Your Paper Quest for sponsoring this month of content on the channel. It's been really cool working with you, and would love to continue to do so. So if you are interested in Your Paper Quest, don't forget that I have a discount code, which is SAM20, 20% off your first box. And you can also win a bookish box from Your Paper Quest by going to my Your Paper Quest unboxing video and commenting your favourite self-published book or series. Next up, so the Dark Side of Booktube is mostly about how you don't make any money from Booktube. And I would like to point out, I think that the big problem is that you shouldn't treat Booktube like a business. Booktube isn't a business, it's a community. So if you want to be a part of the community, it's a very welcoming community and people will love you to be there. But if your primary goal is, I'm going to make a Booktube channel and I'm going to use that Booktube channel to make money, it's not going to work because you're just going to chase trends. All your videos are going to be lists. I can't believe that X. My subscribers picked these bad books for me. You know, like, if you chase trends, you won't get you won't get success. You'll just be trying to constantly pull in new people, and when you constantly pull in new people, you don't build a community, and the old people will leave. So if you look at a lot of YouTube channels, right, every video is designed to bring in subscribers. And for me personally, I have made a few videos. I try and make one video a month that is designed to bring new people into the channel. So this month it was my Kindle buyer's guide video that went up last week. So if you enjoyed that video, thank you very much. If you have subscribed off of the back of that, or if you're already a subscriber and you just still enjoyed it, that video was kind of designed to bring new people in. And I'll be trying to make 1 or 2 videos a month, every month, that has that purpose. But what was I saying? Sorry, there was a very weird light that shone in through the window. But if you make every video that is just trying to pull people in, you're not gonna have, I mean, maybe you'll be successful monetarily, but for me, the main aim for having the channel is to build the community, is to have people to give me recommendations for people. So like, I've been recommended books from commenters that I've read and absolutely loved. I have seen from my friends' channels books that I've absolutely loved. And for me, it's all about the joy of reading and about being able to tell you guys how much I love the books that I'm reading. There's so much good in the community of Booktube if you are a person who loves reading. And that's the thing that I have really come into in the last few years. And being a booktuber has made me love reading even more because I get to talk to my friends about it. I get to talk to you guys about it, and you guys are becoming my friends through being part of the community. And whether I make a single penny out of it is by the by. But, and in fact, I've spent a lot more than just the money I spent on this microphone on Booktube. I pay for Canva Pro to make thumbnails that, so I can use their stock photo library and their background removal tool. Both of those are worth the price of admission for me, because instead of having to find photos that are free use and then seeing if they apply to the videos, I can just find the photo that really applies to my video. And also the background removal tool, I know that there's other ways to do that, that you can do that for free. You know, people talk about, there's like an Adobe tool that does it, but most of the time it outputs the resolution quite low. And I like to have high quality, high resolution thumbnails. So I end up with making that tool very, very worthwhile. And that's like, I think it's like £12 a month or something. Like, that's, you know, hundreds of pounds, over £100 a year I'm spending on Canva. And then on top of that, I also buy broken binding books. So part of that is for the channel, part of that is just that I really love those special editions, and I want to be able to showcase them to you guys, and I also want to have them as in my permanent collection. You know, I want to, when people come to my house or whatever, to look at my bookshelves and be like, wow, you don't just have like a load of books that you've read, You have a load of books that you've read and they all look amazing. So I just want that aesthetic bookshelf. You guys haven't seen my bookshelves really. They're on the other side of the room. There's no chair in front of them and they're very small. So it's not very easy for me to film in front of them. But one day when we move house, you will start seeing me sitting in front of a lovely set of bookshelves. But that is also the dark side of BookTube. So for me, the dark side of BookTube isn't the monetary outlay or the lack of income. The dark side of BookTube is that there is, whether you think it or not, whether you agree with it or not, whether you notice it or not, there is kind of a pressure to buy a lot of books. And I like to buy broken binding editions. I'm not a book collector, so a lot of the books that I get, I read them and then I resell them, or I gift them to friends, or I donate them to the library, or donate them to charity shops as well. I've done that with a couple of books recently that I was like, you know what, I don't think no one will want to read these. So one of the dark sides for me is that if I look at my book haul videos, the performance of those videos is off the charts compared to other stuff. If I look at videos that require me to have spent money to make them, those videos perform better. They just do. But one of the things you may have noticed is that I barely do book haul videos, and that's because I don't buy many books. Most months, the 2 books that I will buy every month are like one broken binding book from the subscription and maybe an ebook or an indie book to support the author. Most of the time I'm getting books from the library. I also, through being obsessed with the Kindle Daily Deals email, have like 200 or 300 fantasy books that I've not read. So a lot of the time I'm like, oh, I fancy reading that book. Maybe I'll add it to TBR. How much is it for the Kindle copy? And I already own it. Because if something looks vaguely interesting, I buy it. When it's 99p, I know it's a bad habit to be in, but I usually only buy one book a day at the most. So at the most I'm spending £30 a month on Kindle books, and I actually have massively cut that down recently because the Kindle Daily Deals email has been really bad. I think I got an entire week with no fantasy books or no sci-fi books, and they were even for a while advertising me books I already owned on Kindle, which was real weird. They were sending me the Cytoverse books from Sanderson, which I already own. Anyway, so yeah, I do have that massive ebook library, and I have all the Wheel of Time books. I bought those earlier this year, and I have all the Red Rising books that were a birthday gift. A lot of books that I own are actually gifts, so things that I got for birthdays and Christmas, because I always put a big wish list of books out. I've been sent some books very nicely by authors and also by friends and fans of the channel. So I just got this sent to me from my book wish list, which is the entire First Law trilogy. So thanks to Sean for sending this over. I genuinely really appreciate this. Let's talk about next year on the channel, okay? So that might feel like there was a weird cut there, but really I just transitioned from one thought to the next. So next year, I am currently thinking, and my plan, my theory, my idea for 2025 is that I'm going to be doing a no-buy year for books. So Criminally has done this challenge, which is the Read What You Own challenge. And my thought process for next year is that I'm going to be doing that, but not for like, you have to read so many books and then you can buy a new book. I'm going to be doing it solely on no spending. So the rule will be no personal money spending. And yeah, the rule will be no personal money spending on books, but I will give myself the leeway to continue to buy Broken Binding books. And the reason behind that is because it's so hard to get on the subscription that I don't want to lose that subscription and then have to wait. I mean, I waited a year to get on it before, so I don't want to wait again. Also, so the next sci-fi series that's coming out is the Three Body Problem series from Cixin Liu. And as you guys know, I didn't like the first book at all in that series. So it's highly likely, I have kept the subscription and not skipped it because I do want to read the second book, and the covers are amazing. So if I do end up liking the second book, then I'll obviously be able to, have a lovely edition. But I will probably, if I don't like that second book or I DNF it, I will be selling that series. And I will be honest with you, the prices that Broken Binding books go for online, it is likely that selling that series will pay for the entire year of Broken Binding. Or at least it will pay for the whole sci-fi year's worth of subscription, which is bi-monthly. I don't go into Broken Binding thinking like, well, I should make a profit off of this so that I can buy the rest. But that is likely what's going to happen. So with that, basically, I'm going to be looking at the sale of Broken Binding books. If I do end up selling any, I might not sell any at all next year. But if that does happen, then I look at that as income from book-related stuff, which I can then spend on books. So like I was saying though, no personal spending. What that means is that I'm allowed to spend money that I earn by selling books. I'm allowed to spend money that I earn on the YouTube channel. So if this channel makes any money, I'm allowed to spend on that. But the idea will be for 2025 to essentially spend as little as possible on books. And I'm really interested to see how that will work out. I don't have any like rare books that I could sell or anything like that. I do actually have two special edition books that I forgot to skip that month from Page and Wick that I need to sell. But that is purely a forgetting thing, and I am bad at skipping, I will be honest with you. And also next year, I don't want to buy any more e-readers. I have sort of bought 3 this year. So that's a bit of a problem. And then, yeah, so the goal for next year is to spend as little money as possible. The idea will also be to use all of my YouTube AdSense money revenue when that comes in to, that will go into a savings pot, and that will then go towards buying a camera. So I don't want to dip into that for books if I can help it. The idea will be to utilize the library way more. And also, like, I'm not joking when I tell you I'm sitting and looking at 30 plus books. And I only read like 60 books a year. Well, probably between 50 and 60. So if the books that I have already that I have not read, and let's not even talk about my digital book library, which is massive, I imagine that next year I will be able to spend very little on books. That obviously discounts, like I said, discounts Broken Binding, because I don't want to lose that subscription. They've got a load of really interesting stuff coming up. So they're going to have Hyperion next year, and they're going to have Memory, Sorrow and Thorn starting in October, which I'm really excited for. So there's a lot of great stuff coming up, which I don't want to miss. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue to pay for Broken Binding. So if that feels like a cop-out, then I'm copping out. That's it. I've done it. I've copped out. But I've already sold out by taking YouTube AdSense money, so you can't trust anything that I say anyway, because I'm just doing it for clicks and views. Speaking of, click like if you have liked this video. Drop a comment down below to tell me what the dark side of booktube is for you. For me, it definitely is spending on books. That is my biggest expense for YouTube, and I don't have a lot of disposable income because my wife is on maternity leave, and we're saving to buy a bigger house. So there's a lot going on in life that requires money, and not very much of that left over to spend on books, but I'm still spending more than I would like on books. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of the dark side for me, really. So like this video if you liked it, drop a comment down below, let's chat about this video. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do. YouTube doesn't give me any money if you subscribe. It's only if you watch videos. But if you subscribe and then watch the videos, YouTube will show my videos to more people for some reason. So if you're interested in my channel success and would like to see me buy more books, then please do subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll speak to you tomorrow.